they seem to make it salty or explode. Perfecting imperfection, goblins and gnomes.
Hey everybody, Zarkazm here, and welcome back, in fact, to Goblins versus Gnomes. Now this will be actually the last episode. Blackrock has started, so the action's already heating up in there, so if you haven't checked it out already, go check out the Blackrock playlist. I've tried to section off everything in seasons, if you will, so Season 1 of Hearthstone, of course, being just vanilla Hearthstone back in the beta. Season 2 being Curse of Naxxramas, even though I didn't finish it. Sorry about that. But, I mean, you got the gist of it. Season 3, of course, Goblins vs. Gnomes, which are ending. And Season 4, Blackrock Mountain, which has only just begun. So, for the final episode, I thought it would be good to look at the Big Daddy. The Demon Lock has made a comeback. And it's got a handlock flair, if you will. Now, let's take a look. Before we even look at the deck list, even though I've got it pulled up, let's switch to. We'll stay on also. All right. So if I type in demon, for instance, now with vanilla Hearthstone, of course you got blood imps, which were nerfed a long time ago. They, as I've mentioned in other episodes, they used to be a 1/1. And would give everybody, or every friendly minion, just 1 health universally, like an aura, if you will. And that was really good for Murloc Warlock decks. So that was nerfed, as you can tell. Flame Imp, actually Flame Imp was kind of nerfed. It used to only do 2 damage to your hero, and then they changed it to 3. Voidwalker, which is usually a classic demon, especially in Zoolock. Of course, now with ever since the Undertaker nerf, Zoolock has kind of disappeared, so you don't see Voidwalkers that much. You do every once in a while. Demon Fire, of course, to buff your demons. We'll ignore Mistress of Pain for the moment. Succubus, which has just always been a crappy demon. It really has. Sense Demons, of course, to pull the demons into your deck. Sacrificial Pact I kind of skipped over, because it's used, but it wasn't really used until Naxxramas happened, and I'll mention that in a moment. Felguard, of course, however, destroy one of your mana crystals, it's really hard to play. Void Terror has its utility uses, but again, didn't really become popular until Naxxramas came out. Pit Lord actually used to be worse. It used to be 5 mana with 7 damage, and it would do 7 damage to your hero. So they nerfed that a bit, but again, 5 damage, that's a lot of damage. It's really not worth playing. Bane of Doom has its moments. It's not reliable, though. Doomguard you'll see in every demon deck. I mean, they were in Zoos, they were in Handlock. Well, were they in Handlocks? I guess they kind of were in Handlocks. Dread Infernal, hit or miss. It really depended on what you were doing. It didn't really fit in a zoo deck because it would just easily kill your own people. And even today, you still don't really see. I mean, it's a 6/6 for 6, so it's pretty basic. And the 1 damage to all characters, depending on what you have on the field, can actually be bad. Lord Jaraxxus, of course, we're all familiar with Jaraxxus. And then there was actually one more demon, Illidan Stormrage himself, Mr. Heroes of the Storm OP. Whenever you play a card, summon a 2/1 Flame of Azzinoth. Unfortunately, the Flame of Azzinoths are not demons, so that was a problem. Now, there are actually a few more demons that won't show up in the search, and that is actually going back to Sense Demons. If you don't have any demons left in your deck when you play this, it'll just give you little 1/1 demons. And is it 3 mana, I believe? Where are you? Oh, there you are. The Imp Master. The imps that the Imp Master summons are demons. So that was pretty much your demon selection back in vanilla Hearthstone. So instead of demons, because you really couldn't do a demon lock. There were too many demons that had a negative a negative, side effect of using. So Demon Lock really wasn't that popular. Instead, you had your zoos and your Handlocks. Now, back then, Handlock, really all it had, which this is kind of a hybrid deck, so I'll use it as an example. Really all Handlock had was it had the Giants, the Molten Giants, the Mountain Giants, and the Twilight Drakes, and of course, your Taunt Givers. But that was it. I mean, that was really all your options, was that you had to start with one of those. You had to build up your hand so you could start playing the Giants, playing the Twilight Drakes. Handlock really didn't have an early game. Zoolock, on the other hand, was the other way around. It was just a flood on the board. I mean, really, really low-cost creatures. Something that you would kind of see in a Face Hunter nowadays. Leper Gnomes, Abusive Sergeants, Knife Jugglers, things like that. You would see that in Zoo decks. And then it became even stronger with the Undertaker. And you started to see the Death Rattle variation Zoo decks. But of course, with Naxxramas, also buffed Demon Lock a bit. Wasn't enough, though. So let's go back to Demon and take a look at what Curse of Naxxramas added for us. Go back to all, please. So Curse of Naxxramas added a very important card, actually, the Void Caller. Death Rattle, put a random demon from your hand onto the battlefield. An amazing card, especially when comboed with something with a demon that had a negative battle cry, such as Doomguard, discarding 2 cards, Dread Infernal for that 1 damage, Pit Lord especially, Felguard, Succubus so you don't lose that card, and even Flame Imp so you don't take that 3 damage. So Void Caller was definitely very needed, but it still wasn't enough, really. I mean, once you go through your 2 Void Callers, you might get a Succubus on the field, you might get a Pit Lord if you're lucky, but then that's it. What are you going to do? I mean, the rest of the demons still have negative benefits. Goblins versus Gnomes comes around. Now, Goblins versus Gnomes added a couple of new things. Actually, we forgot something very important. Going back to... Oh, no, sorry. I'm on the right track. All right, so Goblins versus Gnomes added a few things. One thing it added was, of course, the Mistress of Pain, the perfect replacement for the Succubus. I mean, and don't let its stats fool you. That 1/4, don't let that fool you. I mean, the ability is amazing. Whatever this minion deals damage, restore that much health to your hero, including if you get attacked. So if your opponent attacks the Mistress of Pain, basically whatever your mistress's attack is, you get that as a heal. And of course, that's buffed by Demon Fire. That's also buffed by a new demon buff that was added called Demon Heart. I mean that's 6 attack right there. I was recently in a tournament match because I'm doing the NVIDIA amateur/pro tournament in the amateur division, and I actually almost lost with this deck, and then made a comeback all the way to full health. I got down to 3 health, and made a comeback with a Mistress of Pain and Demon Heart, and then eventually a Demon Fire because he couldn't kill it. So I mean, this can really bring you back. It was really the first time that a Warlock could heal back up without having to use Siphon Soul or Sacrificial Pact or Jiraxis even as an emergency heal. It also added this floating Watcher. Whenever your hero takes damage on your turn, gain 2/2, which you can kind of combo that with your life tap ability, but because it's a 5-mana card, it's hard to play. And then, of course, Void Terror, actually going back to Naxxramas, Void Terror got some more use with the Nerubian eggs. So use your Void Terror to pop the eggs. So that's why you kind of see some Void Terrors now and again, just for that reason. And then finally, Mal'Ganis, the most important thing Goblins versus Gnomes added for demons, especially... Well, let's look at its ability first. Your other demons have 2/2, which is nice. It's kind of like Cenarius in that effect, if you will. But your hero is immune. That is a big deal. And if you can combo that with Void Collar, you could potentially, say you got the coin, you could potentially have Mal'Ganis on the field on turn 3, as early as turn 3, using Void Collar, or coin, Void Collar, Sacrificial Pact, boom, Mal'Ganis on the field, as long as Mal'Ganis is in your hand and it's the only demon, or you're just lucky. But I mean, it's hard to get rid of unless your opponent immediately has a silence or a removal, which they've usually mulliganed away and they haven't got one back by turn 3. I mean, it was a nasty combo. Now, revisiting Handlock. As I said before, Handlock really didn't have any early game, while Zulok did. But after the Undertaker nerf, Zulok is pretty much gone. I mean, you still find one every once in a while, but Face Hunter is the new Zulok, if you will. But because of some of these newer demon cards, like Mistress of Pain, and actually Dark Bomb is a direct damage card that was added in Goblins vs. Gnomes. 3 damage to anything. A good replacement for Soulfire, especially after Soulfire got nerfed, because it was free, and then Soulfire got kicked up to 1 mana. Right here. So yeah, you're able. There are finally enough demons that you could make a decent demon lock, but it was even better with combining your demons with Handlock, so that it gives you a very good early game, because you basically have a choice. You could either stack up to Twilight Drakes or Mountain Giants like you normally would with a Handlock, or you can do a bit of control with your Dark Bombs, your Demon Fires, and get healed back up if you need to with your Mistresses of Pain. And these are supported even further through cards like Dr. Boom, Big Game Hunter, Mind Control Tech, your Taunt Givers, Silence Owls, standard things. Dr. Boom, I mean, really, Dr. Boom has a place in pretty much all decks. Dr. Balance, sorry, hashtag Zarkazm, as he's called. And actually, you will notice I have added Emperor Thaurissan to the deck, because I've already completed the first wing. Again, go check it out. Go check out the start of the Blackrock playlist. So I've added, I used to have 2, the only change I've made between GVG and Blackrock is I used to have 2 Sense Demons. And then I realized I only have like 5 demons in the deck, or 6 demons, I think. Maybe just, I don't know, 6 or 7. So I'm like, I usually draw the demons I need, or I've got Void Collar and the demon I need, and I don't want to use my Sense Demons. So 1 Sense Demons is fine. Swapping it out for Emperor Thaurissan to help even further with the Handlock. So let's do a game real quick. This will be the last game. I'm actually going to do it on ladder, because ladder has reset. Druid to Rogue? No, we don't want Druid to Rogue. Let's go back. Oh, no, not my collection. What am I doing? Back to the quest log. Give me a Warlock quest. Any class, that's fine. Alright, we're going to try this on ladder. Ladder reset at the beginning of April. It's actually been kind of annoying, because I got up to rank 6 last season, and ever since the ladder reset, I don't know what's happened, but I got up to rank 14 at some point, and then got knocked back down to 17. I don't know. It's been a crazy season so far, and Blackrock is really messing with it. And if you go watch the Blackrock videos, like I keep kind of pushing you to, you'll see the new cards and just how they can affect the meta. So let's do Demon, or Hand of the Demon, Demon of the Hand, whichever, and finish off our little Goblin versus Gnome teachings review, if you will. That's become my new word. I'm starting to say if you will. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's 2 in the morning. Alright, so this is probably a mech mage, because they usually are. I'm tempted to keep Hellfire, actually. I'm going second, at least. I got that much going for me. So here we go. I've got Demon Fire, I've got Dark Bomb, I've got Hellfire, so I can do some early game control until I actually get some cards worth a darn. Mana Worm. Unstable Portal, I bet, on turn 2. Should I let her have that? I don't think I want her to have that. Sorry. Don't want that to go out of control. What you got? I'm just gonna do 1 damage. That's fine. I'll take your 1 damage. Mind Control Tech. Alright, we'll just go ahead and eat a life tap, you know, like every good Handlock does. Now, turn 3, I still really don't have that much to play. I kind of wish Hellfire was a 3 cost. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think it used to be, actually. I think it used to be 3, and then they nerfed it. Not sure why. Scientist. Hey, Twilight Drake. Alright, let's just eat another one. Oh, Dark Bomb. Alright, let's see another one. We'll have a nice Twilight Drake. The problem is, since it's a mage, polymorphs. But I'd rather her polymorph a Drake than polymorph Dr. Boom or a Giant. And if she doesn't have it, well, then I'll taunt the Drake. Or she might wait for me to do that. But, you know, that might be a good idea. Like, if you're going, as a mage, if you're going against a Warlock and they play a Twilight Drake, I mean, they're usually going to get taunted the next turn. It might be worth waiting. Problem is, if that's a mirror image, it's going to suck. But again, I'd rather her copy a Drake, and it's not a mirror image. Alright. That was a weird noise. What the heck was that? That's a weird noise. You know, something I've noticed in the GVG meta as well is you don't really see very many vaporizes anymore. Like, before GVG, secret mages actually were a big thing because there are so many mage secrets. But now, all you really ever see are really mirror entities, counter spells, ice barriers, and ice blocks. You don't really see the other one anymore. Okay, so I've got Void Caller, but I don't have any other demons, so that is a problem. I think... Oh, that could be a duplicate. Do I want her to duplicate Lotheb? Is the question. Not really. I think I will do this. I'm gonna gamble that it's not a Vaporize. It's not. So it's not a Vaporize, it's not an Ice Barrier, it's not a Mirror Entity. Could be Counterspell, Spell Bender, Ice Block, or Duplicate. I don't think it's Ice Block. It seems really early for Ice Block. Although sometimes you'll have Ice Block and you just won't have anything else to play that turn. So I could see that. Yeah, does she not have the polymorph? She doesn't have the polymorph. Now she's got to, like, fight her way through it. Yay. Okay, now we have another problem. I do have a demon now. Okay. Let's see if we can trigger whatever this is. Ice barrier. Okay. Alright, we'll do that. Now, let's do that. Spellbender, holy crap. Haven't actually seen a Spellbender in a while. Alright, I'll take it. Let's do Void Caller. Because we got Doomguard in the hand. Void Caller also trades with that stupid thing. How are we gonna get rid of that Sludge Belcher? Oh, hey, looky there. Well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have to do that. And I think I could Hellfire here, actually, and it would do some damage. I think I'll do that. I think I'll taunt. Okay, new secret on the board. Not a mirror entity, obviously. Not a dupe. Well, no. I don't know if duplicate will trigger like that. I don't know, it might, because I noticed the monsters die left to right whenever it's an AoE. So, the Mad Scientist died first. Would put a duplicate on the field if it's there. And then, what died after it? Oh, the sludge thing died after it. Alright, okay, not a vaporize. Shall we get Dr. Balance on the board? So see, we pulled off the invulnerable combo, getting using the Void Caller to get Mal'Ganis on the field. And I haven't even drawn that the new Blackrock legendary, so I mean this is all GVG right here. Fireball. I'm thinking... Oh yeah, she's trying to finish me off. I'm thinking Jaraxxus this turn, actually. You face Jaraxxus. And let's sacrifice a bomb. Sacrifice another bomb. There we go. It's not a duplicate. Oh, you know what? I had lethal. I didn't even realize. I screwed that up. If I would have attacked her with the bombs, I'd have had lethal. And she's just going to kill herself with her own pyro. That's another thing. You don't really see pyros anymore. Because it's just... In mech mages, it's not... It's just not frugal, I guess, to carry a pyro. What good did that do you? Okay. Yeah. You're dead. Well played. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that really comboed together well. It showed off the Void Caller and Mal'Ganis combo, showed off Dr. Boom, of course, and finish off with Jaraxxus like we should. Alright, so that is all for Goblins vs. Gnome. Once again, check out Blackrock. And for you Minecraft fans, Minecraft is about to make a comeback. So yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Stick with me. I've been Zarkazm. See you guys next time.